Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. This is the sixth session of Burgeon that we are having today, and today we have Miss Samruddhi with us, who will share her experience in working with her own nursery and how she tries to get connected with nature more closely through working in this nursery, and also they do have a dairy. So she will be speaking about her experience working there and how she's trying to make this surrounding a greener space for everyone. Welcome, Samruddhi. And
Thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
pleased to welcome our today's subject expert. Sadly, Miguel sir has internet issues at his end because of rains. Hopefully, he will be able to join us. But anyways, um, Sir Miguel Braganza is organic agricultural promoter and he is former president of Botanical Society of Goa. I welcome him. Uh, we also have Miss Akshatra Fernandes, who is one of the best botanists that I have personally known. And right now she is pursuing her PhD at Goa University. Welcome, Akshatra, and welcome
Welcome.
everyone for joining today. So, Samruddhi, platform is all yours. You can start with your presentation.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Let me start by one short poem. Yes. Oh, wonderful tree, you do so much for me. Your leaves offer me shade from the hot summer rays. On your branches, I play and watch your leaves as they sway. Plenty of oxygen you supply, and you keep the flood from getting too high. Your apples are delicious sweet, full of nutrition and taste so sweet. All these and more you provide. Your importance to us can't be denied. Once again, a very warm good evening to each one of you who are watching here. Let me extend my sincere gratitude to Ma'am Harshada for observing my minute work and magnifying it on this platform. I'm also happy to see a woman, a lady, a nature loving lady who is a subject expert for a day. Let me take blessings from you also, ma'am, and start the session. So, from where it all began, to tell you, my source, my inspiration is my father, who is working in nursery from last 26 years. His knowledge, his practical trainings, and whatever he do in the field and in the farm in a nursery keeps me motivated. And that's the reason I'm here on this journey of making a world greener and a better place to live. You know, my passion, or you can say my hobby, is to hold a mic on a stage and to perform. And that's the reason my teachers in the schools, in colleges, in my high secondary has given me opportunity to present myself for different competitions. And there I use the slogans like save trees and save life. That time these few words were just a slogan. But as I started growing, as I started understanding the things, now I came to know the importance of having a greenery around us. You know, the greener world is being replaced by the concrete jungles. And that's the reason we need to protect, we need to save trees. And for different school activities like school assignments, school projects, or different competitions like drawing competitions, then for Rangoli, I used to present a thing which is connected to nature, like this. So you can see the two pictures here. It was during a competition wherein we were told to make something from fruits. That is a fruit salad making competition. So there I given first slogan for a competition that is save trees. And here at the down, it's a rangoli which I prepare at my home to convey the one message of having a beautiful nature around us. Secondly, we always prefer a place which is connected to nature, right? In rainy days, we prefer going to a beautiful waterfall and then having a selfies. In summer days, we prefer beaches And even we always prefer going to a scenic place or a place which is connected to nature. So why we always find these places? It's just because we get peace of mind. And that's the reason I'm connected. That's the reason I'm working here. Because I get peace of mind and then ultimate satisfaction and relaxation. Secondly, I get more happy when I survive a plant. You can see these two pictures. That is the first picture. It says that it is a rose plant which was supposed to die. There was no single leaf or leaves on a tree on that plant. What I did, I was having an idea that rose plant require completely less water and more sunlight. It prefers in a place where it require less water and more sunlight. So I just removed that plant, I just removed that pot and kept in a place where it is not having or not getting direct rainfall. So you can see the results after that. It started giving out a new birds or new leaves, and I put there some ash of Agnihotra, which is performed every day at my place. This is a beautiful plant that is adenium, which was also losing the life. You can see both the pictures. I came to know that adenium, being a desert plant, which again require a dry medium, quite a better place, that is a moisture-free place. So I told one of my friend to replace the pot and the potting mixture. I told her to use 2 parts of sand and 1 part of soil as your potting mixture, and she did it, and the results were the new leaves are coming. You can see in the second picture. So my mantra was very simple. I always prefer social media for giving out messages related to the environment, related to the different issues. So whenever I'm giving any message to any people by using any platform, I plant a sapling, either my nursery or at my home. Either I put some cuttings of different flowering plants or some plants, and I give a message and then I plant a tree or a sapling. I always prefer on growing a plant rather than having a photos, because my father told me first thing that whenever you will plant a tree, I will not click a single picture while having a plantation outside my home and outside my nursery, but you will click the pictures when the plant will get survived or when you will see that plant is giving out fruits. So that's the thing I'm following. So you can see this picture. This was during last year, which I planted after giving a message of saving trees and saving lives. And in this lockdown, we were all free, right from busy schedule. So I made an attempt of growing a ginger. This ginger plant is almost 2.5 months old. I saw a new bird coming from ginger, so I just removed that ginger bud and I put it in the soil, having a mixture of cow dung and soil. So I potted that ginger eye, that is that bird, and I prepared this pot. And after almost, I think, 15 to 20 days, it is ready to harvest. So these are some tulsi which I've grown from seeds, and I'm regularly now supplying a tulsi plant to my neighbors as the tulsi is not having that much of green leaves around. So I'm just giving my neighbors these small saplings. Failure being more motivational to me. I tried lot of plants at my home, and sometimes it has really given me a bad results. So we used to have a healthy competition with my mother. My father has given me always a challenging task to survive a plant which is almost getting died or which is not good to save. So I used to bring that plant at home and me and my mother is having a healthy competition to survive a plant. So you can see this is a Dianthus, which is generally not being sold in the rainy season. It requires excessive rain spoil the plant. And this is somewhat a new plant which I brought from nursery. So this was grown and this was taken care by my mother, and Dianthus which was taken care by me. Now this is an initiative of having a mass plantation in Sakri. Last year, when I had given one message or one post which I shared on my Facebook that why can't we have a mass plantation in Sakling? So one really nature loving person, that is Mr. Rajesh Rani, and me started with this initiative of having a mass plantation in Sakling. We have planted almost 100 plus plants near the management college, which is there in Sakling. And let me tell you, for me, this was a little bit a difficult task because the funding, we were not having a donation from any kind of thing. But I used to give a pocket money, which I used to get after anchoring a show, after hosting a show, after winning some competitions. So all that money I utilized for a JCP, which was used for digging the soil. So working in nursery is my favorite job. I always love to work in nursery. I always like to play with the soil or play with the plants and make them smile. If I speak scientifically, then when we are with the soil, the serotonin level increases, which is actually responsible for you being to be happy. So I enjoy being working in nursery. So this is one video. Selecting the best plants and then giving to a customer, and the relaxation or the satisfied face makes me more happy. So first we were having only outdoor plants and ornamental plants, but what boosted my interest was indoor plants. In this lockdown, I got a lot of knowledge, I referred many books, and I brought indoor plants. And most fascinating things about indoor plants were among the succulents and the cactus. Succulents and cactus are usually not preferred by the people during rainy season as it hates moisture and a cold and a humid climate. So this is my favorite corner at my place. These all plants were actually damaged while transporting to a nursery. So I brought them all home and it is now quite doing well. So there was an inspiring work by Gurudev. As being a part of Art of Living organization, Gurudev have inspired me a lot. This picture says a lot. He is actually cleaning the roadside garbage. So I get a lot of inspiration from him, and then I realized that I need to also contribute for my environment, for my nature. So I started with an initiative towards a clean village in our area. I sponsored a prize of rupees 250 to a family who will maintain a clean surrounding at their place. So after that, few of the person from government also took initiative, and now we have one lady who is sponsoring rupees 2,500 to a family who will maintain a clean garden or clean surrounding at their place. So this was again my contribution for a clean Sakli or a clean Goa. So my pastime is feeding the innocent soul. That might be a stray dogs or stray kettles, but I always like to feed them through my tiffin or something which is left at my home. So this is a small kettle, stray kettle, and her name is Venchika. And this is a dog which is visiting every day in my college to have my tiffin. We have also dairy in a nursery, so her mother is actually a sick, so I'm feeding her. and this is something which I like. My most favorite animal, my most favorite reptile are the snakes. So this was my first catch. So second, this is my first catch in my college. So I want to tell you one thing. My journey, me and my father, is not having any background of agriculture, nor I am a botany student. But still, we both work and we believe in a practical knowledge or practical theory or practicals that we actually do in a nursery. So learning has been always my positive aspect towards nature or towards environment. I always keep on learning things from different people, and I'm extremely pleased to have such an expert here for this session. Though my work is really minute, I want to tell you one thing that just give a little time to your plant. Just have a little talk with your plant and make them smile so that you will get your smile back. So to conclude, I'll say one thing. It's not yours, it's not mine, it's us. So protect your Mother Earth who nourishes you. Thank you.
Thank you, Samruddhi. It was really nice and inspiring to listen from you. We
Yes.
also have Miguel sir online. Sir, are we audible to you? Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, since
Can you hear
yes,
me?
yes, we can hear you. In fact, since live stream had already started, we had to start the session. But Samruddhi has briefed about what she does in a nursery,
Yes.
what are the different plants she has, and how do they plan to go organic. And since you are from this field of like promoting organic farming, we would like to hear your feedback, and we would like to hear like what you have to say to Samruddhi so that she grows more and more plants in
Hello.
her nursery. Sir.
Yes.
Yes. It is a very good thing that she wants to go organic because that is the way you can ensure that the plants are healthy and good all through. The range of plants that she chooses will be the ones that have got a demand in the market or for which there is a need for either promoting biodiversity or promoting certain culture of plants in a certain area. So it's forest trees or medicinal that she has to see where there is a need and accordingly grow those plants. Organic is the way to go. Without fertilizers, we can keep the Mother Earth happy.
Yes. Sir, I would like to add that we are recently using now Jivamrut and Ghana Jivamrut technique. I am personally making the Jivamrut with the help of my father, and we are preferring that spray to our plants. So it is really giving out tremendous results, and literally the plants are smiling after we started using that Jivamrut and Ghana Jivamrut.
Yes, that is something that you will find all through. That when you are giving the plants an organic feed, an organic care, that it is in tune with nature, and that is what helps the plants to really flourish. And your personal attention, your care, uh, the plants respond to that, to your attention, to you knowing them. And plants are just like friends. Once you know their names, once you can recognize them, once you talk to them, once you give them what they need, and when they need. So accordingly, it works very well for the plants and for you. You can feel the response, and there is nothing so gratifying as seeing a seed germinate. Especially if you have tried to grow baobab or you have tried to grow kokum seed, 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, your patience is almost over, and then the seed sprouts. It's a great thing to see. And being a nursery person, that is a great pleasure.
Even recently, now I'm grafting the plants. I started grafting a cashew nuts saplings.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Uh, Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So,
Hello?
before we move to Akshatra, I think we will take questions if there are any which has come from public. So let's just see if there are any questions.
Sure.
Yes. So Miss Rupasna asks, what indoor plants can you suggest that are easily available? Samruddhi, I
Okay.
think since you are handling the
Indoor plant,
nursery, you
yeah.
can maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so I'll suggest you should go for a money plant, which is one of the hardest plant. Or for starting, you should go for a money plant, which is quite easily available. And it is said that it is harder to kill the plant than to keep alive. So I prefer you should go for a money plant. And as a study says, money plant is such a plant which removes the toxins such as the xanilin, formaldehyde. Then so such type of toxins are controlled by money plant. So there are a lot of varieties of money plant that you can grow. Rather than I prefer you in flowering, you can go for anthurium, begonia. These both plants require quite moisture and they grows well. To speak about anthurium, it is flower for almost 300 days out of 365 days. So you can actually go for all these plants. Then cactus and succulents are really fascinating, but you need to take a lot of care for them. Just you need to maintain the water level for these plants.
thank you, Samruddhi. Sir, what do you suggest?
Yeah, the plants that you want to keep indoors will depend on what's available and what you need. For example, if you have the peace lily, it will absorb a lot of the toxins which are there in the air, especially organic compounds like xylene, toluene, all these things, even alcohol smells it will absorb. You have the mother-in-law's tongue, the sensivaria, which also absorbs.
Thanks, Ruby.
If you have a sitting room or an atrium which is well lit, you can go for palms. There are many plants which the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has identified as removing certain specific chemicals from the air. You can look at their website or you can just search for plants that purify the air and you can see which among them are useful to you. Most plants are today available in the nurseries. In Goa, also in the rest of India, you can get a lot of plants which can be grown very easily. Money plant, what Samruddhi said, is one of the easiest one to grow. Money plants, philodendrons are things that you can easily work with, and that is something definitely you can start with at home.
Right.
Even sir,
Thank you,
areca
sir.
palm for that matter.
Yes, areca palm absorbs a lot of
Lot of yeah.
organic compounds.
Right. Yeah. So let's go ahead with the next question. Um, Next question is by Mr. Antonio. He asks, in past decade, there has been an increased influx of non-native plant species introduced in local ecosystem. Example, avocado. Are there any regulation in place to protect the native plant species? Sir, if you can take this question.
Yes, in Goa, we have the Goa Fruit and Ornamental Plants Nurseries Regulation Act 1995. Unfortunately, it is not being implemented. It's a purview of the Directorate of Agriculture, and they can involve all other departments to control it at the borders. Enforcement is something that Goa can, with Roland Martins and Lorna Fernandes, has been pushing for last 5 years with the department, with the collector and both district collector north and south to enforce. We have not made much headway, but it's something that we need to pursue. However, what I would say, not all imported plants and exotic plants are bad. Many of the plants that we enjoy today, including the cashew, are imports. So we
Right,
have to see what is good for us and decide.
right, sir. rightly said. Akshatra, are you in? I think Akshata also has internet issues today. It's raining heavily, so I think there is network issues for everyone. Right. Do we have any other questions? Yes. So there's question by Pranoy. He asked. He says basically, great talk, Samruddhi. I have a query. As long as one is available to feed animals, it's great. What happens when you are around? Wouldn't those animals become habituated to feeding, which may then lead to them becoming aggressive and then lead to other kind of problems? Please do not think I am demotivating you, just asking this inquisitively.
Yes. So, well, to
Yeah, I
respond to
think
your
I think
question,
yeah, I think he meant when you are not around. Okay, there is
yeah, yeah.
typo error. Yeah.
So, well, I would like to say that when I started feeding the animals, there were my friends who were actually giving them their tiffin also. So when I started, after observing me or after seeing me feeding them, so they also started feeding the animals. So it's not that only you should start. When you start, others will come and others they will also join to you. So if they are habituated, then it is not that we feed every day. So he actually dogs are somewhat that kind of animal that they will know your timings. So when you are feeding or when the person who is feeding, so they are actually habituated to your timing. But it is somewhat possible they can wait for some time, and they will I think not get that much of aggressive. I feel they will not get aggressive because there will be someone else who will feed them.
Right, but there might be situation wherein these animals get aggressive, because we have seen, I'm sure those who have visited Bondla must have seen how bonnet macaques makes issue there. Whoever goes around, they just try to snatch the food because people have made them getting used to that kind of situation, right? So while doing that
Yes.
also we need to think like, if when you are gone, who is the next person to take care of the situation if you are not around, right? Okay,
Yes.
let's move to next question. Next question is by Miss Velocia. She asked, okay, this is a comment for you, Samruddhi. She says, small efforts that go a long way. Best wishes, Samruddhi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pranay says that was a witty answer. All the very best. More power to youngsters like you.
Yeah.
I think she done a great job in starting off young.
Yes, right, sir. So there is another comment by Joel Fernandes. He says, was wondering if there are any cheaper light sources to grow plants, which you can suggest to grow indoor plants, as the current scientific setup is too expensive. So can you take this question, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, nature provides us with light. If we have got a good skylight or a window, there is sufficient light to grow the plants. Depending on how much light you have, you can grow. And you don't have to go for scientific equipment. Even if you have a used PET bottle of 1.5 liter or 2 liters, there are YouTube videos available to show how you can grow plants with the dust from coconuts as you peel them, or coconut fiber, the kato, and a little bit of mud, and you can grow. It doesn't require equipment. Hydroponics, aquaponics, these are big words, and people think it has to be expensive. You can do it very cheaply at home, no cost almost, if you are using a PET bottle, because everybody has a party sometime or other. Not there so much during COVID, but still you have soft drinks and just a bottle cut into half and it gives you.
Right. Right, sir. I think before moving to next question, we would like to hear from Akshitra what she feels about Samruddhi's presentation and what is her feedback to her. Akshitra, can you please unmute your mic?
I think there's some problem.
I think so. She has some problems. Anyway, we will go ahead with the session. Uh, Sir, there is one question from my end. Since agriculture and nursery specifically is not part of our subject curriculum, right? Only we are being told by some of the teachers that there are things like that. So, do you think that such topics which makes a lot of difference in our daily life could be incorporated in the syllabus right from our beginning, like right from our schools or something like that?
Yes, actually, most schools don't follow it, but there is an option to do agriculture or horticulture as an additional course in ninth and 10th standard. You will be seeing that many government high schools get 100% agriculture teacher for free comes and teaches there. Three of my students from Don Bosco also teach this subject at the school level. Some other schools, in fact, the very first school to start was Srimati Talolekar High School in Sakorda in 1975. The course is there. Most schools don't offer it, and I think that needs to be offered. It's a very simple course, and students can fail in maths or science or in social science, that is history, civics, geography, and still pass. It's a very good option, and the teacher is provided by the government.
Okay.
So
So
that is
I
one
think
thing
that
that can be done.
right.
Other thing is you have work education, and in that work education course also they can teach about gardening and such things. I learned in school in 8th standard and 9th standard as part of work experience that time. Now it's called work education. You can teach anything. It depends on the interest of the school to provide that. Possibly if in 9th standard I did not have that course, I might not have done agriculture. It
Oh,
influences your thinking, you know there are choices.
right, right. So I think we need to push such kind of subjects which adds to things that we do in our daily life, right? So I think Akshata, are you back?
Yes, Arshada.
Yeah. So we
Sorry
were
for
waiting for that.
inconvenience.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. There has been a lot of internet issues. We understand. So we would like to hear about your feedback for Samruddhi.
Yeah, Samriddhi, your presentation was really good. The flow was very nice. You know, anyone can enter into your field. So it was that good. You have engaged everyone in your thoughts, and you have made them to enter in your ways of looking towards plants and all. So my only small suggestion was, uh, now we only look for ornamental beautiful plants, right, to grow. Why don't we try growing native beautiful plants? You might have seen nowadays, right? During rainy season, there are many beautiful little flowering plants will be there. So why don't you try to grow them? Just give it a try. Even you can, while going into forest, you can even get some plants, you know, like pothos candens, which can be a good creeper. Then even scissors, two color leaves will be there, green and red. You might have seen in forest, right? So you can just give it a try to make your garden a little more beautiful with native plants.
Samruddhi, please unmute your mic. Samruddhi. Yeah, yeah. We
The
couldn't hear you.
lantana that we use for, yeah, lantana that we use for gardening is actually a घाणेरीची झाडा म्हणतात आपण. So that we are actually growing in a nursery.
Akshata, I think you should talk about
Lantana.
lantana.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it will be nice
uh,
feedback for her to learn from this particular session.
yeah. So actually, Samriddhi, in the process of getting more and more beautiful plants, we are introducing exotic species, which later on, which later on
can harm native species which are growing in our vicinity. Okay, so like you said, Lantana camera. Lantana camera is exotic species which was brought from Mexico. So it is it is very beautiful looking plant, as well as it will attract more of butterflies, birds, and other insects which are surrounding it, and which will pollinate our native plants. So instead of pollinating our native plants, they will go and pollinate Lantana camera. So in that process, our native plant seeds will decrease and Lantana camera seeds will increase. So now Lantana camera is known as invasive weed, which means it won't allow any other plant to grow when it is growing. Same for Cromolina. So you might have observed Lantana camera have even reached forest. It is not forested plant. It is exotic plant which was brought up for beautifying gardens. Okay, and now it is rich in forest.
Even I
So we
observe lot
have,
of
that's what I was saying.
kusundas coming to the plant.
Pardon?
कुसुंड्या म्हणटा पळयात तर ताका खूब येता लँटनाक.
Mm.
I think that's the reason.
Yeah, actually, so Samruddhi, what I feel is like since that now you are from educated background, and whenever you are getting a new plant to your nursery, we would suggest you to do some background research about it. Maybe ask to people, like for example, now you are in contact with Miguel sir, Akshatra. You can maybe ask them like, is this plant native or not? Is this exotic? Exotic? What are the effects of this on nature? Whether we should plant it or not. Maybe if you take some suggestions from these people, your nursery will flourish more, and you will directly contribute in conserving our native species, right? So you should go ahead and take suggestions from maximum people that are there around you,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Especially regarding its exotic character.
Right. So this comment by Joel Fernandez. He says, "I am currently trying out in my garden such an approach where the carrot fly does not like onion plants, and onion fly does not like the carrot plant. Any interesting observation like this? I mean, symbiotic behavior. If any observations that you have had, Samruddhi?"
To be frank, I'm actually dealing with all flowering plants and indoor plants. So I never met with such a situation where we are usually attacked by any pest or any insect. As we are using Jivamrut and Ghana Jivamrut, these two things are giving so much nutrition and so much tonic to the plants. So they are rarely affected by the pests and insects in our farms.
Okay, but you should also start observing things so that you get more insights on who visits your nursery other than
Yes, yes.
Kusundo, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Uh, this
Kusunda
question
is,
by, yeah, Akshata, please go ahead.
Kusunda is caterpillar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Okay. There is question by Joel Fernandez. He asks, recent literature suggests crosstalk, uh, that is root to root between plant species. Have you observed any enhancement in growth or immunity of the plants you grow? Any suggestions to grow certain combination of plants? Uh, Miguel, or is that go on? Okay, Samruddhi, can you take up the question?
Okay. To be frank, I used to go to the nursery just to my father to enjoy the look or to have a drive. So I slowly started coming up to this field. So for me, like now we have done one field wherein we are actually planting a vegetable. So we prefer a mixed cropping there. Like we
Okay,
have that black pepper creeper going out, then surrounded by some vegetables which are grown daily, that is leafy vegetables, then cucumber. So this type of things we have done in a nursery.
right. Okay, Akshatra, do you have anything to add on the question?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Yeah, we'll just put it back on the screen. Uh, so he's asking about crosstalk, that is root to root plant to root between plant species. Have you observed any enhancement in growth or immunity of plant you grow? Any suggestions to grow certain combination of plants?
Uh, might Miguel sir is expert in that, so he will answer.
So
Yeah. Yeah, plants, we know even before that they have associations. Just like we have associations, unrelated plants may associate. Maybe the mycorrhiza will connect, maybe the roots will connect. It's not a fully understood field, but there are interactions between plants. Even transfer of water from one plant to another plant is known. But this is all under the ground, and not much study has so far taken place. We know about WAM and AM, but we don't know much about root interaction so far to be able to say authoritatively that this is what happens. Uh, but there are associations between plants, between grasses. There are some plants like sandalwood, which in the beginning is a root parasite, and then later on it becomes independent. So we know those kind of associations are there. There are other root parasites which are harmful. But this sandalwood is a very good plant, but it is also a parasite at the beginning on some other plant.
right. Okay, thank you, sir. So there's question for Akshatra. Pranay asked, have there been any developments in the knowledge of growing some important species of plants in Goa, like the Cerophygia?
Um, so I would like to add.
I think she has lost the connection. Okay. Sir, by the time Akshatra reconnects back, maybe you can take this question. Question is by Mr. Antonio. He asked, how are GMO seeds or plants harmful? Aren't all seeds we farm today are genetically modified in time? Yeah, Akshatra, are you back? Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience to those who are online today. Let's take up the last comment that we have received from Mr. Kalpesh. He says, this year, due to heavy rains, our paddy fields are totally destroyed by worms, locally called as kid. So, in order to control this, we kept the barks to tree, locally called as wavlo and potmaro. Okay, the order is very strong in the field, like how our forefathers used to keep. But now, in recent years, not much results are seen. Has the worms generated some mechanism or resistant to this organic method of controlling them? I wish Miguel sir was
Yes.
online. He would
I
have been able to. Yeah, yeah, Samruddhi, go ahead if you have anything to add.
Yes. I heard once my father telling to a customer that if you have a citronella, which is quite the smell of the plant just is like a gunjan, you say, right? Lemongrass. So it acts as a natural this thing for plants. काय समज तुम्ही त्याला झाड लायत जाल्यार तुमच्याकडे पेस्ट कमी जातले कंट्रोलान येतले अशें म्हाका दिसता
Okay,
there are different techniques like Nimastra, Agniastra, so which are actually a natural farming products like where we use cow dung, then cow urine. So you use these all natural products and you prepare them. That is a Nimastra, Agniastra, which are used for a pest. So it's a really a natural way to go, in an organic way to go to have a pest-free farm.
right, right. I think with time, things practice has to be changed. according to what our needs are, because those practices which our forefathers used to practice might not work right now. So depending on what are the situation, what kind of pests that are now available, I think the pest control methods should also change,
The last thing I
right?
wanted to show actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, go
these
ahead,
are,
Samruddhi.
yeah. So these are microgreens, a healthy, nutritious food that we use for salads and all in hi-fi restaurants, five-star restaurant. So you can see how well it is grown. Actually, these kinds of assignments were given to me when I was in a school. But now, when I started learning these techniques, it really gives me immense pleasure. So you can also try this out. So you can see I'm just there. You need to have the mook or any other this thing seeds. You need to put you need to put in the water like this, just touching the water, and after few days, the things which you get this green are a nutritious and healthy food that need to have in your diet. So
Right. Thanks, Samruddhi, for adding
yes,
the final note.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think we are done with the questions, and here comes the end of today's session. So thanks everyone for joining. It was great session, and
yes,
Miguel sir and Akshatra is not there, but still, thank you, Miguel sir and Akshatra, for joining us today, and thank you, Samruddhi, for joining us.
yes, ma'am.
For the next session, please stay tuned for next Wednesday. We will keep you all updated with who will be the next speaker and the subject experts. But as of now, I would like to tell you all that we will bring a well-known filmmaker in the field of wildlife, and a person who is in Bollywood filmmaking and who has now moved into wildlife filmmaking. So it's kind of bit of surprise to you all, like who will be on the board. So stay tuned for new updates. And lastly, thank you, Samruddhi, for sharing your
Yes, ma'am.
experience. It was really nice, and we wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Please keep doing what you are doing and spread green everywhere. Right? Thanks,
Yes.
Samruddhi.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone. I would like to apologize if I made any mistake. I hope you will all understand. Let's work together for a better and green India.
Sure, sure, Samruddhi.